One, and go.
Welcome and thank you so much for tuning in and joining us for the Franklin County Summer Youth Programs, Franklin County Department of Job and Family Services virtual lunch and learn series. I apologize. My name is Joy Bivens. I am the Deputy County Administrator of Health and Human Services under the Board of Commissioners for Franklin County. I oversee Job and Family Services, Office on Aging, Justice Policy and Programs that works with our justice involved residents within the jail and outside the jail, as well as child support. And I am so excited about today because the Franklin County Commissioners, Commissioner John O'Grady, Commissioner Erica Crowley, and Commissioner Kevin Boyce have charged our agency and our teams to work together to launch our Summer Youth Programs Initiative and informing the community on what is available for young people. The commissioners feel it is very important to make sure that there is positive activity for youth during the summertime, and this is going to be a great opportunity for us to learn what is available for our youth. So again, we are excited about this launch. This is the first of a three-part launch of our Lunch and Learn series focused on our Ready to Earn Summer Youth Programs, and we'll be highlighting some of our providers, the paid work experiences and opportunities, and we will also be offering opportunities for our summer camps so parents and families will know what is available to them. Before we begin our conversations, I'd like to just give a little bit of a background, just so you know why this conversation is important. And afterwards, we'll dive right in. I'm going to be very brief with my comments because I have some wonderful guests here with me, and I want to make sure that you all get the information you need. So what is Franklin County? Why is Franklin County, and what is Franklin County doing to provide employment opportunities for our residents? The Franklin County Department of Job and Family Services has partnered with the Columbus Urban League, Godman Guild Association, Lead the Way Learning Academy, and Nationwide Children's Hospitals for our Franklin County Ready to Earn Summer Youth Employment Program. Ready to Earn offers, and I want to make sure that I get all the information correct. So you're going to see me looking down in notes because I don't want to miscommunicate Marcy or Miss Romani or Daniel, because I want to make sure everyone understands what is available to them because I don't want to get any tomatoes thrown at me across the screen. Ready to Earn offers youth and young adults ages 14 to 21 the opportunity to get real world experience and develop skills to be successful in the workplace, all while earning wages to help meet their basic needs. I don't know about you, but I remember working in the summertime, saving those wages, and then I think overspending a lot of those wages. But I think I used my wages, Daniel and Romani, to buy school clothes for the following year. They'll receive training in essential workplace behaviors, including punctuality, professionalism, teamwork, and workplace skills such as critical thinking and communications. Our 14 and 15-year-old programs will take part in a six-week work-based learning program offered by the Columbus Urban League and Godman Guild Association, which is designed to explore careers in technology, engineering, project management, and the arts, which is really awesome. The participants will receive a program stipend of $1,200 for just participating and can earn an additional $300 in incentives. Youth ages 16 and over have the opportunity to participate in pre-apprenticeship programs, which is really hot right now, or traditional work experiences with the government, nonprofit and private sector organizations where they earn wages up to $15 per hour. One of those partners whom we will be speaking to today is Nationwide Children's Hospital, and they are offering paid internships for youth interested in exploring career opportunities in the healthcare industry. Participants in the program will have the opportunity to support clinical and non-clinical staff as they explore the skills needed to be successful in their career field. Another partner that we'll be highlighting later in this series is Lead the Way Learning Academy, which will be helping young people explore careers in construction trades and transportation industries. Youth will even have the opportunity to earn a Class B certification or license, which is really tremendous. Our county commissioners, again, Commissioner Kevin Boyce, Commissioner Erica Crowley, and Commissioner John O'Grady have invested more than $3.3 million in funding to support our summer youth employment program this year. And again, this is really exciting. We also are going to be including from President Biden's American Rescue Plan Ready to Earn support dollars. So we are going to get ready to get going in this conversation. I'm going to introduce our guest, and with us today from Nationwide Children's Hospital is Ms. Ramani Hunter, as well as Daniel Collins, a summer youth program participant, and the magnificent Marcy Littlejohn, who helps administer our summer youth programming at Franklin County Department of Job and Family Services and is a rock star, and she helps keeps all the balls in the air so that I don't go to jail. Just kidding. Thank you all for participating in the conversation. We're going to go ahead and get started with the questions. I know that a lot of parents are listening as well as youth, right? So we want to make sure that the information that we are giving you is not only relevant, but it's up to date, and it's very easy to access any information that we talk about today. So I'm going to start with you, Marcy. Tell us a bit about yourself and your role with the Ready to Earn program 2022.
Good afternoon. Thank you, DCA Bivens. Thank you for having me here this afternoon. It's very exciting to be in this space. Summer is one of my favorite seasons, and summer employment is even more fun for me because we have the opportunity to give youth exposure to different opportunities. And I was fortunate to have someone help me. So now I get to help the community. And in my role, I'm responsible for ensuring that the contracts, as Deputy County Administrator mentioned, are taken care of, and we manage those effectively to ensure that our partners have everything that they need, as well as working with our community partners that were mentioned, our Godman Guilds, Columbus Urban League Lead the Way, and making sure that they have everything they need to work with the residents of our community to ensure that they can get registered for the program, the youth are paid for the program, and everything runs as smoothly as possible. So my role in this entire thing in support of the individuals that support me above is to make sure that our community and our residents are taken care of as it relates to our youth getting work experiences and supporting our partners.
Thank you, Marcy. So Ms. Ramani, I know that after you share your information with us, you are going to be inundated with so many young people and parents looking for this opportunity for their young person to have an opportunity at Nationwide Children's Hospital. I think this is our first year really working with you all in this capacity, and I'm going to just say we're really excited. But can you tell us a little bit about, yourself, your role with the Ready to Earn program, and why did Nationwide Children's Hospital get involved?
Yeah, so my role is project manager for Healthy Neighborhoods, Healthy Families. Our economic development prong, Healthy Neighborhoods, Healthy Families, is a part of a 5-prong initiative in public health and community wellness. And so I lead our workforce development initiative. And youth employment was a need and a void that we saw last year. And so we launched a program for youth employment where we hosted 56 students on campus in both clinical and non-clinical areas, and it worked. And Daniel was one of our success stories. He is still an employee at Nationwide Children's Hospital. And so Daniel was a youth summer intern and has continued working. He will graduate this spring in a couple of weeks, Daniel. And he's going to continue his work experience working full-time at the hospital. And so we see success stories. And beyond Daniel, we were actually able to capture and convert over 16% into full-time and contingent positions. So we've seen the void. We've seen that we wanted to diversify our talent pipeline. And so I just help be an advocate for our youth and our youth experience by working at Nationwide Children's Hospital.
That is awesome. And I am going to you next, Daniel, because you're going to be the star of the show today. I have a son who is a junior at North Carolina A&T, who's a kinesiology major. And that I don't know if they have these opportunities down there, but if had they, I would, hopefully, if he was in Columbus, he would be participating in something like this. But this is going to open up so many doors and give so many young people a vision for their life in this industry. So Daniel, tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us about the role that you've been able to play at Nationwide Children's Hospital.
The role that I've been able to play, I got used to Nationwide Children's. It was kind of hard trying to, get used to it. I was young, working, going through the program, and I really didn't know. I was scared, honestly. And as I got used to it, I was like, everybody in here, they helped me. So it was like, it was easier for me to get used to working with Nationwide Children's. And then the position that I got to, the receiving doc, actually they're like kind of like family, honestly, but they helped me out a lot. Um, I would also like to thank David. He continued me on. He actually one of my favorite friends because if it wasn't for him, I would have not got continued on. Um, yeah.
Can you hear me, Daniel?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Now I can hear you.
Really quick, can you tell me about what job opportunity, or what was your designated job at Children's Hospital?
Receiving doc, which is like all the stuff that's ordered from people throughout the Nationwide Children's comes to the receiving dock, and we take it out to the people in their designated locations. And that's really what I do. Also, I go to I do a bit of like computer work and all that other stuff. Yeah.
So Daniel, really quick, I'm sorry. I know I'm really trying to dive
That's
in
fine.
really quick. So when you graduate, okay, what do you want to be? We always say, what do you want to be when you grow up? What do you want to do?
What I want to do, I want to do go into sports med eventually, because I want to do either sports med or physical therapy. That's my thing. I'm more of a sports type of guy, so I always wanted to be into that. But me putting my foot in the door with Nationwide Children, I can actually do that. I can't.
You would think after 2.5 years, I would be able to unmute myself. But I think being at Nationwide Children's Hospital, and I know you would agree with this, provides you with an opportunity
Right.
to be immersed around that environment. I have a lot of workers here that are interested in this lunch and learn. So you're going to hear them talking, because as you're talking, they're talking. So they're really excited as well. Like, we can refer this person, we can refer this person. But I'm going to go to Romani again. What does serving a provider for Ready to Earn entail?
Yeah, so specifically as a provider, we're able to serve as many people as possible. And so that supplemental wage, that we're actually able to serve more students on campus. We have departments that are willing and able to serve and really shadow and really dig in deep. And so really partnering with Ready to Earn expands our bandwidth, because we have supportive services and those wage increases, as well as resources. Some of our students need to provide for their households. And so those resources that we're able to capture through the Ready to Earn program helps us do the job, and actually helps provide those supplemental resources like gas cards, like transportation, like clothing, so that the student comes really as their best self to a Nationwide Children's Hospital and can do the work without distraction.
So Romani, I'm a parent, right? And as a parent, and I hear about this opportunity, what would you say to me as a parent, so that to ensure from a parent's perspective, a parent's role and responsibility, what are some of the things you would say to me to say, okay, in order for your child to be successful this summer at Nationwide Children's Hospital, these are some things I would suggest?
Yeah. So we start at the point of recruitment. And so when we recruit, I must give a shout out to our youth employment coach, Wendy Taylor, who is just our rock star. And she keeps all of the youth employment engaged, or the employers and the hiring managers and the students engaged. So we really start at recruitment. We share with them the pre-employment requirements. So it is shop records, it is background check, it is drug screening, it includes vaccination, but really having that coach navigates the parent and participant through the actual hiring process. The other thing that we do is ask those questions up front. What are your needs? What would prevent you from working? Do you have transportation? What are your career interests and goals? So that we can really match the student up for ultimate success. And so, like Daniel, not all of our sports medicine or orthopedic medicine, we can host, 25 students in that area, but providing the long term for Daniel to see the long end and providing that resource or conversation up front really ensures the parent that, they're in a safe space. We provide holistically, so we provide breakfast. Some hiring managers provide lunch. And so we're looking at the students' holistic needs as well as providing a support for their employment as well. So rest assured that we look at the long term as opposed to the immediate short term.
That is awesome. Because again, we not only want young people to just apply and participate, we want them to be successful. And if there's a partnership with the parent, the provider, and the young person, they have a greater opportunity to being successful in their summer youth employment program. Marcia, I'm coming to you. And I'm going to ask you this question. I think I'm going to answer a little bit of it for you as well. Why is it important for young people to participate in summer youth programs?
You have to get the experience of working to understand where you want to be, because a lot of us, DCA Bivens, as you mentioned, we weren't sure what we wanted to be when we grew up. And we're in a space where some of us now are still trying to figure it out. And as a young person, when you have the opportunity to be in different capacities, maybe you think you like children's, but you like technology, or you like different things. The great part about Nationwide Children's Hospital, speaking as a former employee, is there's so many opportunities for you to get your foot into the door, to learn different things. And as Daniel mentioned, I'm glad that it's still that learning and welcoming environment, because it does somewhat appear to be like a family, because everyone wants everyone to be successful. So just making sure that you learn as much as you can and understand and ask what you're not sure what to ask, and just observe is the greatest part about getting a work experience.
We say this all the time. You cannot be what you cannot see, right? And just by Daniel being immersed at Nationwide Children's Hospital, he's seen everyone from doctors to nurses to, everyone, people that draw blood, all these different career opportunities. And I know his brain is racing every day on, wow, I didn't know you could do this. Scientists, they're studying all types of things over at Children's Hospital, at Nationwide Children's Hospital. The other reason why it's important for young people to participate in summer youth is, unfortunately, summer is one of those, it's a fun time, but unfortunately what we have found in particularly Central Ohio and across the country, it becomes a very dangerous time for young people when they do not have productive activities to fill their time. So we want to make sure that we provide, and I'm speaking on behalf of the commissioners and everyone on this Zoom, we want to make sure that we provide young people with every opportunity possible to not just expose them, but to change their life in looking at career paths so they'll have a vision for their future. So my next question is to you, Mr. Daniel. What do you enjoy about being at Nationwide Children's Hospital in a Ready Earn program? Like, I know sometimes young people look at it, I'm giving up my summer. I kind of want to just have my summer to myself. For that young person, what would you say to a young person that's saying, I just kind of want to chill the summer. I really don't want to do too much. I kind of want to just chill on the couch and just not think. What would you say to that young person?
I mean, it's not like it's taking up your whole day, but you're learning, and it's Nationwide Children. You get to see a lot. And like with me, I was the same way. I'm gonna be honest, I was the same way, because I didn't know that I was getting into Nationwide Children's because I was working at Gap at the time. And then I got the call and I was like, okay, that's fine. And I did it. I found out Nationwide Children's had animal research lab and all that. You get to find out all different types of stuff. And I actually like the research lab. I always go down there to talk to some people to learn more about it because I like animals. And so
that's phenomenal. That is awesome. I didn't even know you had an animal research lab at Nationwide Children's Hospital. I don't know why that's there. I'm not going to ask, but whatever it is good for the good of humankind. So I'm just going to leave that there. Ramani, I have another question for you. this is a new, you all participated from last year. It looks like the program is growing. As an entity or an agency, you all are so large, right? And how did you prepare your workforce for young people coming in that they normally probably wouldn't, interface with unless they were collegiate level, nursing students or medical students? How did you train them and train them to say, hey, we're gonna have some young people come around, they're gonna be with us for the summertime. These are some things we need you to do.
Yeah, I think having the conversation with Franklin County last year prepared our leadership, and it was good that we had our senior leadership. Our chief HR officer was at the table during the conversation, because we know during the summer the crime rate goes up, and so we answered the call and we expressed, let's answer the call. This goes to our strategic plan. This supports what we want to do. This supports what we want to, how we want to diversify our talent. And I think we all have articulated that if we were to have this at the age that we were, it would have changed our trajectory and our career pathway had we had it at age 16, even 18 or 21. I was a lifeguard when I was 16 and I made money, but it would have changed my perspective. Instead of going into business, I probably would have went into medicine if I would have had that experience. So I think preparing the managers, we have even an orientation packet that Wendy puts together that shares with them a guideline and a handbook. The other thing is that we prepare our students by an orientation that says that you're an employee. And so this is how you conduct yourself in a traditional healthcare environment. Some parents sit in the class or the orientation with us. We also have an orientation with our supervisors to help prepare them, to let them know the expectation that the youth have received, and then the expectation as the supervisors as well, and then providing them those supportive documents in that handbook. So it was helpful for us to have our senior leadership involved. It's also helpful that our strategic plan points to diversifying our talent pipeline and starting at an early age.
That is awesome. And it sounds like, just listening to David, that even his work environment is so positive and healthy. It goes beyond work. I hear him saying, I have friends, I go to this person, and you all have done a phenomenal job in making sure these young people not only feel welcome, but also it sounds like they're getting mentored, officially, unofficially, while they're at Nationwide. I remember, so true story, Daniel, I was a nursing student at Capital University and did my clinical rotations at Nationwide Children's Hospital. And the Nationwide that it is now was not, it was one building, I think, right? I remember one building, and now from listening to David, there's a doc and there's a animal lab and some other stuff that we're still trying to figure out why is that there, but it's good. It's for the good of humankind. That's all that matters. My next question is, for between you and Romani, Marcy, many times with programs like this is what's going to happen. I'm going to have a real conversation with our community. People are going to hear about, oh, they have opportunities at Nationwide Children's Hospital, and they're going to ring the phones, right? Or they're going to sign up online. What are the realistic expectations of, when should I hear from you? From the time that I sign up, what is a reasonable time? When should I know that I did not get chosen for this program or the seats are filled? Because we want to make sure that everyone is fully informed on what they're engaging in.
So essentially, Romani is going to share the link in the chat. So if individuals want to apply directly to Children's, they can. And we have a certain number of seats. So while we would love to host the entire community, we have to be realistic to say that this is the registration process is also like an interview, because it's very important that you understand that what you submit is your preface, and this is how people see you. So when you submit your application or your registration form, you want to make sure that you understand that just because you submit it doesn't mean that you'll be chosen. There's a lot of people that you're competing with. So I would encourage everyone, when they're applying, to put their best foot forward. And as it relates to when things get close, we'll definitely stay in communication with everyone, whether they're chosen or not. As Daniel mentioned, we did a very good job last year of making sure that information was communicated when positions were available and when they were no longer available. And we encouraged people to, if you didn't get in this year, to apply again next year. So I don't know, I'll let Romani speak to what the doors look like for Nationwide Children's as far as getting in, but on our side, it's just making sure that everything is understood, that this is a job interview, and throwing in your application doesn't just mean you'll be selected. You have to put your best foot forward.
So Romani, before you answer, I want you to know, I want you to just expect 1.3 million people are listening into this.
No pressure at all. So similar to Marcy's statement, we try to do our best to fill. We do have priorities at Nationwide Children, specifically in Healthy Neighborhoods, Healthy Families, where we serve the Linden zip codes, we serve the Southside zip codes, and we're also sensitive to TANF eligible families. So those are our priorities because we want to make sure that those underserved or least opportunity families and children get that priority. So we do ask questions. We also want to engage because part of our workforce program includes our Boost program. And so although you may not be selected for the summer youth experience, we also have our Boost program, which is 18 and up, and we make sure that you have those soft skills and resources to transition you to full-time employment. So we want you to work. It just may not be in the summer youth experience through the Ready to Earn program, but we do have a Boost program. I'll shout out both. At any time of the month, you can get soft skills training in our Linden community and our Southside community, and we work with you to find employment. That's our sweet spot. We yield results of about 86% for those who have completed work experience or the soft skills training and employment, not only at Nationwide Children's Hospital, but other employment partners. So we want you to apply, we want you to engage, but know that there is a selection process. And if you don't fit in the Ready to Earn, then we could move you over to our Boost program.
So Romani, I'm not putting you on your spot, but we're gonna tease out some of the things. So I want to be very clear for the community, because again, we're going to assume that 1.3 million people, Daniel, are watching this, because that's the population of Franklin County. Because everybody was gonna want to be like Daniel, right? We said they want to be like Mike, but they really want to be like Daniel.
They really do.
They really do. So I am a youth, and what you're saying is Nationwide Children's Hospital is taking priority over those young people that live in Linden or live in the south side of Columbus, correct?
That is correct.
And it's not that the other youth across Franklin County will not have an opportunity if there are additional spots left open, correct?
That is correct.
So, but if I'm 18 years old, or, I did not get into the summer youth program, there is a Boost program that you all will flag and see that that person's 18-year-old, and then you'll reach out to them, or are they to apply for that?
No, we'll reach out to them. As long as we know that they're 18, there's not a spot in summer youth employment, we'll convert them over to our Boost program. That is correct.
So what if I have a learning disability, or, some challenges, some physical challenges? Do you accommodate those type of?
Yeah, and we do. Yeah, good point. We do ask those questions up front. What will prevent you from working? And again, this goes to the support of our department. We have a youth employment coach that works with that student, that also works with the hiring manager to see and make sure that we support accommodations, appropriate accommodations. So we do ask those questions up front. It doesn't prevent someone from working, but again, our department is supportive, where we do provide full wraparound services.
Awesome, awesome. So Daniel, I am coming to you because I need you to be the voice of the young people, and I need you to inspire them to not want to sit at home and look at TikToks or Instagrams or whatever else that is out there that I'm too old to even know about, unless they become, rich off of their TikTok, profiles. That's a different story. But I need you to tell us, Daniel, what would you say? What are some of the things that you have most enjoyed about the summer youth program or the Ready to Earn program?
I mean, it's a lot of people that you meet when they have their meetings. You can actually talk to people and ask them what do they do in their location, and you can learn off that if you like what they do. Like when I like the animal research, one of the guys was doing that, and I was asking him questions about how how's it like? What do you do? Do you clean the animals and stuff like that? You could actually ask other people if you go to different locations, and you can ask them, what do you do here and all that stuff. That's what I was doing. I was basically ghosting when I delivered boxes to different locations. I was basically ghosting, asking people what they do, and they was actually giving me information, and it's, yeah, very nice.
Break that down for me, ghosting.
Ghosting. Ghosting as in
Shadowing.
shadowing. Yeah.
Oh, Dan, you got to make it real clear for me. Your young people who understood what that means. So parents, your kids can ghost or shadow and make sure that they are having opportunities and asking questions. And we want young people to feel free to ask questions as they're involved in opportunities like this. Because if you don't know, the only way you know is if you ask a question. Marcy, from the county's perspective, do we contact Franklin County in order to get in contact with Nationwide Children's Hospital? Or are you all going to transfer names, or do we reach into Nationwide Children's Hospital directly? I'm going to really enforce that so people fully understand what the process is.
No, that's absolutely fair. So Nationwide Children's Hospital has a link that they are sharing. So while we're housing it through Franklin County on our flyer and our communication, everything is going to go through Nationwide Children's, because as Romani mentioned, there are several steps that have to be completed for the process, not to discourage anyone, just to inform. And because those processes need to be completed and to streamline individuals so they're not going from one space to another, Nationwide Children's Hospital is going to manage those youth and those individuals so that they can get direct contact to the facility.
Awesome. So do we have the link? And I know the thing is, I know it's like 12:35 right now. I think we've asked a lot of questions. I really want to hear from those who are tuning in. Do you have questions regarding this opportunity? And if you do, what are they? I'm waiting for I have some people on here, Romani, that are assisting me in figuring out if there's questions, because I will disconnect us by accident. So again, I'm going to talk as a parent. What if transportation is an issue? Do you all provide bus passes, or do I have to pay for the bus pass? How does that work?
No, we have bus passes. We also offer breakfast because we know the students should start the day with a good balanced meal. Working in pediatric, that's always the concern of our providers, our physicians, and making sure that the student comes for their best self. So they will get a bus pass, two actually. So they'll get a bus pass to come to work, and then to get home, and then to return for the next day. So that actually is three. So they'll get 3 bus passes to make sure that transportation is not a barrier. And we had that last year. We knew that some folks needed bus passes, and so we were actually able to provide them. Some got a week bus pass, some only needed a short-term resource. So bus passes are provided.
How strict are you all on attendance? Like, let's say I'm an active young person and I have cheerleading and I have soccer and football and all these things that sometimes I have meetings during these times I'm supposed to be working. How strict are you on those type of young people?
Yeah, we want the student to have the best advantage of a work experience. So it's really only a short amount of time during the day that Daniel said, so we could work around an afternoon schedule. So the work shift is either 9 to 1 or 10 to 2. And also students could participate in 1 or 2 sessions, because we knew that some people need a break. They're coming from school, work, and then they wanted to break before they return to school or college. And so they can do either a 4-week session or an 8-week session, but we try to have as much as possible to place based upon their extracurricular activities or vacation. Some people just needed to call off. And so that's why we have a policy, a call off policy in place. You call the youth coach and the hiring manager, your supportive department. So we try to mimic as much as possible a traditional work experience. And so we do know that students need breaks. However, we try to accommodate and fit in the work schedule inside of those breaks as well.
Awesome, awesome. And then I have to bring this up just because it is a, it is a part of our community, and we need to make sure that everyone is well informed. One of the things during COVID, we found that young people kind of disengaged during school. And unfortunately, there were some truancy issues and those types of things. If I'm a young person who unfortunately made a mistake and I have something on my background, like a truancy issue or whatever it is, would that disqualify me from participating in a program like this?
So we do take cases on a case-by-case basis. Every student has a background check. Depending upon the offense, it may exclude, because we are very sensitive to the care that we provide our patients and our patient families. And so we do background checks, but we would encourage each applicant to be upfront, as well as provide as much information so that we could be advocates, because also in the workforce and the work that we do, we're advocates for our students and our families. And so we don't want to discourage you from applying. However, know that there is a background check that we have to do our due diligence, because we are a national organization who takes pride in our work. And so just share that information up front.
So before I go to all of you for your final thoughts, I want to make sure that we have, where do we tell people to find this link, and where are we putting this link? Because I don't want them to call me because they'll be mad at me, Daniel. They'll throw tomatoes at me, and I want to make sure I give them the right information. What is the link that we should tell people where they can go to apply, young people to apply for this wonderful opportunity?
Yeah, so we're going to blow up Wendy's inbox. And that email address is, I think they're putting it in the chat, but I will recite it out loud: HNHF Workforce DEV at nationwidechildrens.org. Again, that is HNHF Workforce DEV at nationwidechildrens.org. Blow her up. Yeah.
So thank you for that. So, and we will make sure that we post this on our portal as well, so people will know. How many slots are you all filling this year, Ramani?
Yeah, we're on track to do 100. So we're doubling what we did last year, which means also that we want to double the amount of people that we convert into full-time employment, right? And so it just doesn't end at summer youth experience. We want to continue, build that talent pipeline, build career pathways at the hospital. So we have a goal to convert, I want to say 25 to 30% of those who actually have summer youth experience or employment, to convert those into full-time employers. So we're on track for 100. That's a challenge. So make sure that you apply to work at Nationwide Children's Hospital.
I'm going to come back to you for another question. I'm getting something where we need to make sure that we let people know, if when you go to the HNF, we're going to let Monty do that again, but you also can go to jfs.franklincountyohio.gov/summer. So if you go to our Franklin County website, it will take you to the link as well. But I really strongly suggest to go directly to that Nationwide Children's Hospital website and try to get in on one of these 100 slots that Nationwide is offering. What are some, so Daniel, I'm going to come to you. What are some of your final thoughts? Anything you want to share?
Don't be afraid. Have fun, really. It's only to what you said, 9 to 1 and 10 to 2. It's not long, because I did 10 to 2. And then I had the whole rest of my day. It's not, yeah. Now, don't be at home. Take the experience. Get to learn a lot more about Nationwide Children's, like how I did. You get to meet a lot of people. They're very nice here, so don't be don't be afraid that people is mean. Let me see. Enjoy what you're doing at work. Don't just do it because you're forced to by a parent or anything like that. Do it because you want to.
Thank you, Daniel. And
You're
Daniel,
welcome.
had you not found this opportunity at Nationwide Children's Hospital, I would bring you right over here to Franklin County, and we
Oh,
would work
really?
with you. Yes. Yes, but it seemed like you're having a good time over there, so I'm gonna leave Nationwide. I don't want my friend Dr. Keller upset with me for taking such phenomenal talent, but you have a bright future, young sir. Very bright future. I'm excited
Thank
for
you.
you.
Thank you.
So Romani, any final thoughts?
Just thank you for our partnership with Marcy and the team, and definitely Carmen. I thought that we were off to a great relationship last year. We proved the work that we're able to do. We've expanded, met the challenge. I think part of our success is showcasing the talent that our students have. And so we have a phenomenal closing ceremony as well, where we invite you, deputy counter administrator, so that you can showcase the work. Our students are actually employees that they're making a difference. And in our closing ceremony, our hiring managers talk about the work that they were able to leverage by having a student involved. Nationwide Children's Hospital is a great, phenomenal place to work. We're cutting edge, we're innovative. We're the first employer to start raising the minimum wage to $15 an hour. Our workforce development is really making a difference in our communities and waiting to serve you. So make sure that you apply today through our email at hnhfworkforcedev@nationwidechildrens.org.
Now listen, what you just did for Nationwide Children's Hospital, I need my people to, I need that energy when we're talking about Franklin County to attract talent like Daniel. So what she just did, I want that same energy. So we're gonna practice our script next time, Romani. But really quick, Ronnie, can you tell us just briefly, if I become, so for the young people who become full-time employers, employees, what are some of the benefits? Do you all do tuition reimbursement? Like, what are some of the benefits of working at Nationwide Children's Hospital?
Yeah, I'm so excited that you asked that, because we are working and strengthening our strategy plan. And so the pathway to nursing is a way that we pay for upfront tuition. And so we also have the tuition reimbursement, but respiratory therapy is also an underserved department. And so we pay for that scholarship upfront. We work with several universities where we have tuition reimbursement. We also have credential training. We work with Columbus State for those credential trainings. We work with Goodwill for the IT certification. We recently had our tech cred, so that it's more than just clinical. And I think that's the experience that we have students capture. They're just not in nutrition services. They're not in environmental services. They're in clinical and non-clinical departments. They're in research, they're in foundation, they're in education. And so they see the full scope. They're in primary care center, so more off campus and on campus. So we're really serving the whole family and serving in areas that are underserved, but high demand areas. So that tuition reimbursement, definitely, but the scholarships paid up front is another way that you can grow your career at the hospital.
I think that's pretty awesome, because many times when you feel like you go into a Nationwide Children's Hospital, it's one career field. It's all medical. And to be honest with you, again, I told you I went to Capital University, went to their nursing school. I'm not giving shots. I'm not taking blood pressures. I'm a human services administrator for the county, right? Your degree can take you anywhere, and the exposure that I received provided me, opened my eyes to other opportunities in the field of health and human services. So I just think that is phenomenal. Thank you for that. Marcy, I know you have a lot to share. What are your final thoughts? What should we be doing to make sure that our young people are successful this summer? Your final thoughts.
Well, firstly, DCA Bivens, I want to say thank you to you for changing the face of what Job and Family Services looks like. because for me, when I was growing up, it was the welfare office. And now, because of your leadership, you're allowing the community to see that this is a space where everybody can need help at one point in their life. And there's nothing wrong with that. And in addition to that, there's nothing wrong with us setting our children up so that they can understand that this is a space where you go to receive assistance so that you can be your greater self. And so I want to say thank you to you for your leadership and allowing us to be individuals that can be in this space to change and transform what the community thinks of Job and Family Services. So that's number one. Number two is parents, please take advantage of this opportunity. This is a space where your child may not know what they want to do, but when they're around people like Daniel and positive people like Wendy, if you ever meet Wendy, she's the community auntie. I won't call her a grandma. She's an auntie and she's at everything and she's very involved. And so just being in the space of people that support you is where you want to be in your life, because we have negative things around us all the time. And so when you can get into a positive space where you have positive people supporting you, that's something that you want to do. And to Daniel's point, even if it's only 4 hours out your day, you'll be surprised what that positive energy can do to change your life. So we have, as Director DCA Bivens mentioned, we have 3 more of these. There's other employers. So please just stay tuned to these, because maybe this is something that you want to see from something different. And if it is, just stay tuned. Thank you, DCA Bivens, for doing this for us.
No, thank you. I just want to make sure that, again, we have so many young people in our community, and unfortunately, the summertime is one of those times where, it's life or death for some of our young people, right? And how you spend that time when it's not filled with school activities is critical. And I believe on behalf of the commissioners, we want to make sure that we provide as many opportunities for young people, not just for what they see themselves out today, but what they're going to become in the future. And I'm going to say this to you, Mr. Daniel. I know you have phenomenal people like Miss Romani and Miss Wendy and all my friend, Dr. Keller over at Nationwide Children's Hospital and everyone. But if there is anything that you would ever need, young sir, reach into me, because I will make sure that whatever it is, if in my power, I want to see you successful. I'm looking for great things from you. Maybe you're gonna run the hospital in the next 10 years.
That's wow.
Never know. Romani, can you give us your website again on where young people will go to apply?
Yes, email address is hnhfworkforcedev@nationwidechildrens.org.
All righty, and that will be on our JFS portal as well. So in closing, before I close, I need to make sure that Marcy, who is phenomenal in making sure that all of these provider and contracts are set up in a seamless way, that our community is not burdened. Carmen Barnes, Vivian Turner, the DSS team, thank you at Job and Family Services for being so tenacious about setting these type of partnerships up. I know sometimes I throw out ideas and they're like, oh God, here she go again. But they always make it work, Romani. Sometimes Vivian tells me no, y'all can tell her I said that. Sometimes she tells me no, but it's for good reason. But I'm gonna ask my team that supports me every day, can you please make sure that whatever information we're putting out, put something in my hand, because this is what's gonna happen when I get off of this. I'm gonna be standing in line at the grocery store, and someone's gonna walk up to me and say, you're the lady that was on, can you tell me about the partnership at Nationwide Children's Hospital? And I'm gonna mess it up, and then they're gonna be mad. So please make sure I have all the information so that I'm out in the community, I'm giving them the correct information, because I want to make sure I direct people to the right places. So in closing, this has been exciting. It has been enriching. Mr. Daniel, I know you have inspired some young people. I know that email address is blowing up right now, because they're like, how can I sign up to be at Nationwide Children's Hospital? And I hope everyone learned a lot today. It sounds like Nationwide Children's Hospital has really, really worked hard to create an environment where young people can be successful, not just for the summer, but for the future, in providing career opportunities. So we are excited to be a partner of Nationwide Children's Hospital. Again, this is a 3-part series. Our next two will be on May 18th, and the other one will be on May 25th. And we will be having discussions with our panelists, I believe, Lead the Way, Learning Academy, Tech Core, and our employers from the Ready to Earn who participate in summer youth opportunities. So again, Ready to Earn, 14 to 21. That's the correct age, right, Marcy? Okay, good. 14 to 21. There's something for everyone. Hopefully we can get some of our summer camp provider information on our website. I know it's there. So if you need something for your young person that is not work ready, but you need a positive activity, we do have summer camps as well, and those are on our website. Thank you to our panelists. Thank you, Mr. Daniel. Thank you, Ms. Romani. To learn more about Ready to Earn, our summer youth program, you can look at our JFS page, which is jfs.franklincounty.ohio.gov/summer, jfs.franklincounty.ohio.gov/summer. So please go there. In addition to Ready to Earn, we have details and registrations info for our free Franklin County summer camps for those parents who are eligible and families that are eligible. I am saying anyone, if you are a single parent, if you are a married family, whatever it is, grandparents, if you are eligible for these opportunities, please sign your young people up. Please, it will change their life and set them on a trajectory to give them vision and purpose so they can take over and do positive things in the world. Thank you to the JFS team. Again, on behalf of the Franklin County Commissioners, Commissioner Erica Crawley, Commissioner Kevin Boyce, and Commissioner John O'Grady, I thank them for being so generous with dollars and caring so much about young people that they will invest millions of dollars just so that our young people can be successful. Have a good afternoon, everybody.